Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Rachel Williams begins now.
Good evening, everyone. 2 armed robbers have received more than they bargained for as they attempted to hold up a Derwent Park news agency this morning. They fled empty-handed as the shop owner chased them away with a baseball bat.
Police recovering what's believed to be the getaway car involved in this morning's attempted armed robbery. A man and a woman wearing black hooded jumpers entering the Derwent Park news agency around 6:30, brandishing knives.
It's certainly a very serious matter, and we approach it with a lot of concern that people are armed with knives. They can cause significant injuries.
The offenders demanded money from the staff member but left empty-handed. They fled in a black Ford Falcon sedan, which was spotted by officers in the Granton area. Police eventually tracking it down to Bridgewater.
Left abandoned in McShane's Road. Police converged on this area, were unable to find the people at that stage. We've seized the vehicle, which is being forensically examined.
Not only did the offenders fail in their robbery attempt, the staff member chased them off and smashed the back window of their getaway car.
This morning we arrested a 33-year-old woman from Moona in relation to this matter. She's in custody helping with inquiries, and a short time ago a 45-year-old man from Moona was arrested in the city in relation to this matter.
Police are calling for anyone with information or dashcam footage from this morning to come forward. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
There was a fright for Christmas shoppers at a local Bunnings store this afternoon with a 2-vehicle crash outside causing a ute to roll onto its roof. The incident happened near the entrance to the Glenorchy store's car park shortly after 1 o'clock. Emergency services responded to the crash, but police say there were no serious injuries. A man has died after an ATV crash on Bruny Island last week. Police say the 51-year-old man from Bruny Island died in hospital after being seriously injured on Thursday. The crash happened on a dirt road intersection south of Ilona. Tasmania Police is urging people to speak up and take a stand against family violence this festive season. Authorities say increased time spent with family can put extra stress on some people. Family violence behaviours can include assault, threats, emotional abuse and coercion.
On New Year's Day, up to 4 times as many domestic violence incidents in Tasmania, and at Christmas it can be up to double.
Anyone with knowledge of an incident or is affected is urged to contact police. The multi-million-dollar sale of the Derwent Entertainment Centre could be signed off within the next few hours in a closed meeting. It's hoped the proposed venture will bring the state one step closer to having its own NBL team. Our reporter Ruby Kamain has more.
Here tonight at the Glenorchy City Council's chambers, a long-awaited deal is on the table over the future of one of the state's largest venues. Negotiations into the sale of the Derwent Entertainment Centre and Wilkinson's Point potentially coming to a head. The matter will come before a closed section of the council meeting due to what's said to be confidential commercial information. The head of the National Basketball League, Larry Kesselman, wants to purchase the area with a $150 million upgrade in sight. Parts of the proposed redevelopment, particularly upgrades to the sports centre, could receive state, federal and council funding. Other plans for the surrounding area include added hospitality and retail spaces. It's hoped the entire precinct will eventually become the home for a Tasmanian NBL team, with the push for a licence previously receiving support by the state government. Details on tonight's closed meeting remain under wraps, so the question still remains if the venue sale will be confirmed before the year ends.
The Tasmanian Liberal Party has had to amend its record of financial donations. Its submission covering the last state election failed to include a $50,000 donation from the Tasmanian Hospitality Association. The group campaigned heavily against Labor's anti-pokies policy. The THA had disclosed the amount in its own documents, which included $270,000 worth of donations to the Liberals. The party says it's lodging amended documents to correct administrative anomalies. The east coast town of Scamander has been put under stage 1 water restrictions in an effort to replenish desperately low river levels. The strict conditions will be in place until February, and it's hoped it will reduce non-essential water usage by up to 20%. The move comes only a week after Coles Bay, Bridport and the Greater Hobart area were all placed under similar restrictions. While many Tasmanians are settling into Christmas holidays, it's also a time of heightened danger. Authorities are issuing reminders over sun, road and water safety and have some tips to help protect children.
The unfinished set for a colourful summer festival. But out the front, this advocacy group is preparing its own stall to offer protection from the harsh rays.
It's a wonderful way for us to be able to showcase what we're doing in Tasmania, but also to ensure that patrons at the Taste of Tasmania will be sun smart. We are also here to provide free sunblock to people who will be attending the Taste.
Cancer Council Tasmania sharing sun safety awareness, also through fundraising bumper stickers.
The messages will resonate with Tasmanians. So every Tasmanian has a cancer story, we know that. We know the devastation that cancer has on people and families. But importantly, it's also about donating to Cancer Council Tasmania.
And while we're urged to observe the sun, KidSafe is also reminding adults to keep an extra eye out for young Tasmanians this Christmas, to check the safety of toys and child seats in vehicles, while also staying alert while swimming.
Using pools and pool toys, floaties and things. And basically what it all comes down to in our key message is to make sure you're supervising your children.
A safety water message also issued today for all Tasmanians. Surf Life Saving Tasmania says more than 900 statewide patrollers will be out this season and warn not to take unnecessary risks. Meanwhile, those travelling to their summer destinations on the busy roads are reminded to slow down, especially around construction zones, even if workers aren't on site.
So we really ask people, when you see the signs and you see the speed limits, take care, take account of what you're seeing, slow down. A little bit of your time means that everyone stays safe and gets where they need to go.
Ruby Kamain, 7 Tasmania News.
Well, the Midland Highway can be a long stretch to drive, but how about running it? One young Tasmanian has just completed the journey from Launceston to Hobart on foot for a special cause.
Celebrating with family and friends at the finish line of a gruelling physical challenge. Setting off on Saturday, Jed Matthews has just completed a 200-kilometre run from Launceston to Hobart.
First day was about 95 k's and then about 75, and then this morning was about 35. So that's been a few days.
Facing challenges along the way, including long stretches along the Midland Highway and the soles of his shoes melting in the heat. Undertaking the journey with the goal of raising $5,000 for mental health organisation Speak Up, Stay Chatty.
He's raised over $6,000 and we know that they're going to do some really good stuff with that money, and the pain and struggle that Jed's gone through is just a bit of a symbol of what a lot of other people go through.
1 in 5 experience a mental health issue in their lifetime, so go and have a conversation with someone, talk about it. It will instantly make you feel a little bit better about how you're travelling, and then it's a first step forward to getting some support.
Joined by supporters along the way, including family and friends, with a highlight of the trip being a visit from local police.
Offered me a bottle of cold water, and then he came running, and he was wearing his vest, his pants, his leather work boots and everything, so that was a big effort from him.
To donate, visit the Launceston to Hobart charity run page on Facebook. Ebony Ablett, 7 Tasmania News.
Christmas can be a tough time for many in our community, but 2 Tasmanian groups are lifting the spirits of those who need it most, donating gifts and food.
It's not the place kids want to spend Christmas, but this special delivery will make the time in hospital all the more bearable.
There we go. Have a great Christmas. Wow.
She may be away from family and friends, but 8-year-old Maddie now has something to squeeze close to her heart.
She absolutely loves teddies, and so this teddy bear is, I reckon, going to be another massive favourite of hers.
Jordan King digging deep, donating presents and $9,000 to the children's ward of the Royal Hobart Hospital.
It's just, I think, magical, like to see all the children and just make them feel a bit more happier while they're in here.
While in Launceston, it's not your typical sleigh, but it's loaded full of precious cargo bound for Christmas Day. The Prospect IGA donating box after box of ham, turkey and other festive delicacies to help feed those in need at Launceston's charity lunch.
It's really about giving people in our community opportunity just to experience joy and happiness at Christmas time.
Organisers are expecting 600 people to pack into Albert Hall for the free lunch.
Loneliness at Christmas time is, can be difficult for people, so having an event where they can come along and just enjoy being together with other people is really important.
Garth Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
It was hard to know who to cheer for as Harris Ralph's roar rocked Moe.
Gone! He's knocked him over, Rogers. Oh, Harris is loving life in Australia.
The success story of the Big Bash was an 11th hour inclusion to the Melbourne Stars, snapped up from the Glenorchy Magpies.
It's just like having one of your own local players kick on and have success, and to be a small part of that's really exciting.
Ralph is one of 3 Pakistanis to play for Glenorchy through a special partnership program run by the club.
They've got a professional cricket program in Pakistan at the Lahore Qalandars he's involved in, and then I guess we've just provided a small opportunity for these guys to move to Hobart and for Harris to use club cricket as a stepping stone.
Oh. Gone. There's the fifer. He loves it. And he kisses the deck at Moe.
The overnight sensation could be back playing Premier League cricket if he's forced to make way when Dale Steyn returns from injury.
He's very energetic, loves to have fun, just loves playing cricket.
The Hurricanes touched down with a win and a loss in the bag, the batting corps failing to fire in both fixtures.
That's been our backbone for the last couple of years, so I'm sure it'll fire.
Caleb Jewell's likely to open again when the Canes host the Melbourne Renegades tomorrow, win their first truly home game for the season.
We can't wait, especially after playing in front of a few smaller ones. I personally love playing here at Blunston Arena in front of family and friends, so hopefully we can get a good crowd there tomorrow.
George Bailey and James Faulkner will return to the squad.
And a Tasmanian is Formula 500's new national champion. Jock Goodges says he'll use the victory as a springboard to the more powerful Sprint Cars series.
This was the moment the Tasmanian became the best in the country in Formula 500.
Jock Goodger, your new Australian champion.
Retribution for the 18-year-old who had finished runner-up last year.
Oh, it's definitely a big confidence boost when you win a national title like that, when you got good competition over there with 60-odd entries, and it's just, it's awesome to win it.
Goodger started from pole but was constantly challenged by one of the strongest contenders.
There was a few slide jobs with Liam Williams, which is really, he's the best in the business really, and then caught me there mid-race, chucked another slider on me, but then we came back and we were able to fight back.
His Formula 500 journey began 2 years ago at Carrick Speedway. It was a sign of things to come. The then 16-year-old flew around the track that night to record an impressive win. But his next dream lies in this 900 horsepower sprint car. Not only is it a step up in terms of size and power, Goodger will also be one of the youngest contracted drivers to ever take part in the series.
I want to be consistent. I want to finish up the front, hopefully most nights, and just get consistent results for the team.
But the weekend's win will always be special.
The Formula 500s, I've always had a love for the category, and that's always what I wanted to get into, and then that's always been my dream to go good in them, and then obviously I got there, so it's good.
Goodger begins his World Series Sprint Cars campaign in South Australia on Boxing Day.
Evening 21 in Launceston today, Burnie 18, 17 in Devonport and Hobart a high of 16. Grove, King Island and Lyowini all reaching 19, 18 about Ouse and Lowhead and 16 in Strawn. On the close-up shows cloud over Tasmania. Further out shows a trough of low pressure generating a cloud band over southern WA extending to the Bight, while extensive areas of bushfire smoke persists over eastern New South Wales and large parts of Queensland. Tomorrow shows a high pressure system over Tasmania, while several low pressure systems and surface troughs extend over the mainland. East to south easterly winds tomorrow 5 to 15 knots, swells up to 2.5 metres in the west and south and below a metre in the north. Tomorrow's forecast now: Hobart a partly cloudy 21, Adventure Bay 18, 23 in Tarraleah. In the north, Launceston 25, partly cloudy across Devonport and Bridport. Burnie and Marraward tomorrow 19, partly cloudy in Strawn. 18 across St Helens and Swansea, Whitemark 20. The UV forecast, mostly extreme 12s across the state. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, Christmas Day, showers developing about the west and far south during the afternoon and evening. Boxing Day, fine apart from light showers in the southwest and northeast. And Friday, fine apart from light morning showers about the east coast. Capital cities looking mostly sunny about Adelaide and Broome tomorrow. Perth a sunny 33 and Sydney expecting a shower or two. And it's currently 14 in Hobart, Launceston mostly cloudy 17 and Devonport showers and 15. That's all in weather tonight, Rach.
Wonderful, thank you for that, Jackie. Well, that's all your news for now. I'll be back later with an update for you. Thanks for joining us. Good night.